we've got some good Monday footage to go over. Let's get into it. Did you hit the mats yet, or are you still? Couldn't remember last time we talked when you were gonna start. Ah, shit. All right, hold on. Let's give me 1 second. I forgot to adjust the footage from last time. Blow this up a bit. This is gonna be annoying. A little bit bigger. Messed all this up after last week. That'll never be the same. That's good enough, I think. Yeah, okay. Whatever. If we lose some stuff, I can pull it back up. Next month, Labor Day gym opens. Excellent. Dude, I think that's one of the biggest obstacles. That was how I got started, was I found a gym that was 5 or 10 minutes from where I lived way back when I first started training. And if that wasn't there, I don't know if I would have continued. In fact, when that location closed, I did not go to the location that was further away. So, fortunately, when I moved to North Carolina, I found a good gym. What happened here? We got Danny and Andrew right over my head. So Danny snaps down, gets a... It's kind of, sort of... Hold on, this is going to bother me. I should have all that. God, OBS is so annoying. All right. One more time. Do this. That. This is the worst. I know, I should have done this before, but I didn't realize it was all messed up. What's up, Sean? How you doing, bro? Alright, so there we got all them. And maybe I could bring in some of that. Still looks like shit. Whatever. That's good enough. Alright, let's lock this down. Yeah, Cole, what the hell? Be on time next time. So, Danny, snap down's got a guillotine. Andrew on a single leg. But it looks like Danny gets... Okay, he didn't have a guillotine there. They kind of slipped out. Alright. No harm, no foul. Alex over here with Devin, I believe. So 40 way that I was going to go to... He told me he was opening on... Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you're going to have one close by. Yeah, Sean, how you been, bro? It's good to have you back, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody enjoyed their 4th of July weekend. Andrew making his way to half guard. Danny with a lockdown and an underhook. So Andrew's not in the best spot here, despite being somewhat chest to chest. Danny's got a lot going on here to off-balance him. This was Monday night, Cole. And I know you're doing well, so I don't have to hope. Sorry, I'm missing some stuff. All out of sorts today. So Danny gets Andrew in close guard. Andrew goes up to a standing guard break. And Danny takes him forward instead. And transitions right into mounts. Alex and Devin have a little situation here. So Alex onto a heel hook. Big reap there. Nice, but he didn't turn too hard on it. I think he knew he had the heel, he had the reap. Good, responsible catching and controlling. Is the chat's followers only? I don't know. To encourage people to hit the follow button, I guess. I did not watch any of the UFC BJJ stuff. Not for any reason in particular other than probably just being busy and forgetting about it. I don't know. I can't remember. I'd like to go back and watch Andrew Tackett's matches. I think he was the only one I'd probably really care to watch. If you have good reason for me to watch another one, though, I'd give it a chance. Andrew got a really weird entrance there. Sorry, one more time. So you got Devin in on a nice single leg here too. Too much going on. But Alex with the sprawl and a chest wrap. Got Dylan and Ben. Okay. This is killing me. Did Andrew get this or? It's a nasty little angle, but I think Danny gets his knee free and is able to get out. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I already know about sub only. I also know that you can do emoji only chat, which if I had a whole stable of sub only or subscriber emotes, emote only chat, then I would do that from time to time just to punish you guys, especially you, Caleb, since you don't subscribe. Because you're a loafer. Freeloading purple belt. Dude. Alright. As always, guys, if I'm missing something, please point it out. Right now, I'm focused on this match here. We got Danny on a Darce, but Andrew doing well to defend it. In fact, not just defend, but possibly enter into the legs. That fails, so he gets up to a sweep. Someone doesn't do BJJ currently. Tackett was the most entertaining across all his fights. Yeah, no surprise to hear you say that. Especially, yeah, like you say, as someone who doesn't even practice yet. Like, I think that speaks a lot to Tackett and his style. Like, he's an exciting guy to watch. He's awesome. I really enjoy watching him and his brother compete. One I saw was an arm in rear naked, people calling the Rotolo choke. Yeah, so that that's right, one of your face. The Rotolo choke is like it's nothing that they necessarily invented. They definitely popularized it. I forgot. I think it was in a 1FC event. They like both brothers were on the card, and they both finished the match with that, or it was something like that. Either 1FC or maybe like a flow grappling card. I don't recall now. But you could just think of it as a katagatame or an arm triangle, but from the back. It's a really, really cool strangle that, like, I feel like if you get caught in it, you can only be mad at yourself. I've tried to do it too. Like, it's a tough one because you have to get side on with them. You can't. Well, the Rotolos can probably do it from directly behind them because they have, each arm is 5 feet long. But if you open your legs a little bit, like you don't dig in on your hooks and you kind of let yourself get misaligned, turn around them a little bit, reach under with your underhooking arm, right? So it's the arm that normally you might grab a wrist. It's not going to be the arm that you strangle with, but you reach across their shoulders and neck and then come into the rear naked choke. So they have their arm in like this. You get caught here. It's just like any other katagatame variation, like a Darce, like an anaconda, like a regular arm triangle, but it's from a less predictable angle on the side that you're not expecting. You're not expecting to get strangled from that side. All Tackett's wins were by rear naked. That doesn't surprise me. Oh, we got Cole and Danny. All right. Mike and Ben. Austin and Andrew. Got Brandon up here. Good to see Brandon on a Monday. Yeah, you could kind of, I mean, you could call it that, yeah. Or like a rear darce, maybe. That's probably, a rear darce is probably a better way to describe it for someone who maybe hasn't seen it, but is like, what's a Rotolo choke or Rotolotine or whatever. Should we just skip ahead? What happened up here? Oh, speaking of, we get a little Katagatame action. Brandon stepping over, little wedging himself in between the wall. Austin on a funky leg attack here. He's got a toe hold set up. Meanwhile, fighting against a heel hook onto a straight ankle from Andrew. I'm curious how Andrew handles this. Austin has a really solid leg lock defense. All right. Not good enough for the straight ankle. Maybe that's the key there. I got to stop trying to heel hook Austin. So let's check this out. Cole, do you know what position we were on? Were we still on legs on Monday, or was it back to closed guard? So there he sets up using the toe hold to get past the knee shield, right? So a good way to, or a way to get rid of your opponent's knee shield if you can't press it down, if you can't open it up, if they're really good at tracking you. You could turn the way Austin's going and just attack the foot. A common defense for a toe hold is to straighten the leg and boot the foot. What does that do? It takes a knee shield out, and you could then use that to go chest to chest, half guard, possibly even past the guard. Or you can really send it and try to go onto the toe hold the way Austin does here. He kind of sticks to it. But yeah, leaves himself a little vulnerable, rolls through the knee bar. Andrew's doing a good job setting up the straight ankle. He goes belly down on it. That's going to be tight. Closed guard. Well, let's update this because I know everybody looks at this and it's extremely important. This is one of those things from when I first started the stream that I haven't gotten rid of yet. Remember when I used to count submissions and I would tally up everybody's submissions? Onto a rear naked choke here. That got to be too difficult. So all the way around the back, Brandon gave up that underhook. We got Devin onto a mounted triangle here. But I'm not sure who he's with. Is it Dylan? I think Dylan. Dylan, a little escape artist, huh? So what made this difficult for Devin to finish? Let's see it from here. So I think Dylan gets this arm just barely in, like just enough to maybe connect his hands. So Devin doesn't quite have the connection around the neck and arm that he would want for a triangle. And yeah, it looks like as soon as that arm comes out, nice roll from Dylan to escape out the back. Dylan immediately pulling onto the legs. Nice. Gets a straight ankle on Devin. So screw the pass. I'm going to pull right into the legs. Got a little Arimi Ashi setup. That was nice. Sneaky. Danny just about sweeping Cole there. Cole, I liked your positioning as you were trying to climb the mount. Danny just managed to get his heels or his knee in. So he goes for the sweep. You keep him flat. Just about get over in the mount, but this leg stops you. But here's what I thought you were going to retain this by getting your hips up. You've got this good heavy pressure, forehead to the ground. Danny's elbows are up nice and high. Your elbows are flared out too, so you got a good base. I can't attest to Danny's smell, but yeah, now Danny gets that arm extended. All right. Yeah, get safe. There we go. A little muffler action. There's so much going on. It's probably just your hair that stank. I don't know if it was Danny. Got Andrew doing a shoulder push there. Actually, let's go up with this pass from Austin. So Andrew's got a good guard here. Austin working to this kind of over-under position, but he's pretty straight on. He's got his leg tangled up here. What he wants to do is really, well, he could go one of two ways. He could cut around this way, drive this hand to the mat, and really with the purpose of taking Andrew's knee towards his own nose. That's a great way to make someone feel miserable to help get you to the pass, right? Roll with Luke. He'll do it to you at least once if he hasn't already. Or he can go around this way. Austin can come around this way on an over-under pass. He's going to have to pummel this leg over shin to shin, though. Like he's not going to be able to pass with that leg hooked in, obviously. I can't see if he has like a good overhook on Andrew's leg here, but that's also going to be pretty essential. Driving his forehead to the mat, getting his hips up nice and high as he kind of comes around the corner. Andrew he might have a grip. Okay. So he's going double under, it looks like. He gets that left arm underneath Andrew's right leg. Here, you really want to stack your opponent. It's going to be difficult to finish this pass the way Andrew is keeping his shoulders back. I could tell Andrew's putting a lot of weight down on Austin's shoulders and arms there. Kind of shoulder walking away. Good defense from Andrew. Nice shoulder push. Somebody else sprinkle peanuts there. Why peanuts? What does he smell like? Does he smell like jelly? What does that even mean? I'm kind of angry because I don't know what the hell you're trying to say right now. That makes no sense to me. Dude, we're never going to get out of this round. I don't... Oh, he's allergic. Okay. I didn't know that. How did I not know that? I probably did know that. I just forgot. But how allergic? Is he that allergic that you could ruin his day by putting some peanut, or just you grease yourself up with peanut oil? Maybe that'll work. Everyone tries elevating now. Danny James, Mike Luke. Brandon, Andrew deep on a leg here. Cole trying to elevate Sophie, acting like he doesn't try to elevate. Well, I'm glad you're blowing up a spot. We're gonna have to put an EpiPen in the first aid kit. What's up, Joseph? Andrew working to reverse Ashi, which I don't see you guys doing much of. I feel like you either go cross Ashi or outside. You don't really take a pause here. And there you go. That's a great. That's why I like that spot. It's a great spot to be. And you're always just 90 degrees away from cross ashi. But a great spot to attack a knee bar. Brandon knows. Time to give that one up. We got Ronnie with. Who's got the headgear on? Who's rocking the headgear? Have I met this gentleman? I don't recognize the gear. But he knows kind of what an arm triangle is. He's up on his knees. There we go. Ronnie's probably talking him through it. What else we got going on, people? Have I missed anything? I know I have. Patrick, new guy? All right. What's up, Michael? Said he was a blue belt a long time ago. All right. Badge of honor. Are you just spectating from chat, or are you on Discord, homie? No press. What's going on here, man? She like doesn't want you to have her back, but she doesn't want you to get the strangle. Austin in a rear crucifix on Ben here. And Ben just rolls up like it ain't no thing. Brandon with a decent pass, it looked like. So Andrew attacking the legs. Brandon sees the opportunity, gets behind the legs, kind of working from a leg drag position. I like that he held that ankle at bay for as long as he could until he was able to settle in. That was really nice. Yeah, we made the, I don't know, a lot of people have asked that. We made the switch a while ago, maybe 2 years ago now. Our attendance to our gi classes started to drop, and no gi was pretty big, and the vast majority of students, I think, preferred no gi to gi, as did the coaches. So we just made the call, switched it over. I did have a gi round from like 2 Mondays ago, but the footage got corrupted, which I was very bummed about, because I always keep my gi at the school for anybody who wants to train in it, and no one had taken me up on that in quite some time. I mean, I definitely like it. But I gotta say, man, sometimes like when someone wants to do gi with me, I get pretty excited. It's fun to get back to it because like you realize how much stuff you've forgotten and like how awesome collar chokes can be. Is this what I'm looking at, Cole? It was a nice shoulder crunch sweep, good elevation with the hook. Might get a nice sweep close to the end of the round. This round or the previous round? Or did it just... Oh, I see. You're with him. Let's check this. So Mike working from bottom half guard. Kind of a lockdown sitch going on here. And James, you're in a good spot. So you give Mike a little bit of space. He's got the full lockdown on. Comes up over the top. Pummels to the underhook. Now we're in a dogfight. Nice. Yeah. Saw that coming a mile away from my cushy office chair. This is the answer, right? To a whizzer. Mike can't take your back because you got the whizzer in. You're probably giving him some pretty decent pressure in that direction. So a double, like a knee tap double, isn't going to be very effective. Might even put Mike down on his back if you pressure down at the right time. And the fact that he rolls through on this also kind of tells me that you're pressing towards him. So what does he do? Just yoinks right through. And then I know, Mike, you are a proponent of the Tonin style of this roll with the scoop grip on the outside of the leg. Really throwing into it, rolling him through, and then ending the round in a dominant position. That was nice. I'm missing everything. Good job with the high head camping. I know all this, the camping stuff is like that new right now. And it's one of those things that I don't know if I have been doing it this whole time to some degree, not obviously not as like systematically as Gordon, but it is like what everybody's talking about right now. I should probably spend some time looking into it more. Baker and Colsif. Got Patrick and Danny over there. Cool. But next thing you miss, I'll make you go back. Wait, what? You got a triangle? I'll go back. I want to see your triangle, homie. Was it 3.5? You got the... Are you talking an arm triangle here? Oh, here we go. Okay. A reverse triangle. Or, I'm sorry, a rear triangle. Man, I feel like if Sophie gave a decent bridge, maybe she could get it. Not now, probably that you have that arm up. There was a moment where she may have been able to use her her hip switching and her movement to get out of there. She's really good at that. got the squeeze on. And attack of the arm. Yeah, good. Look for that more. She comes out and you transition on to the next. That's what I want to see. She lived. Austin on a wrong way triangle now. Speaking of triangles, he's got a wrong way on Sophie. Of course, I don't think Cooper's in the chat. He was the one asking about these a couple weeks ago. Mike looking to standing guard break against Devin, I think. Yeah. How long are rounds normally? So, for a while now, we've been training 5-minute rounds. And that's primarily because our coach, Luke, was training for a competition that had 5-minute rounds where the first half of the round was no points. Second half of the round, you could accrue points. So we try to like train for upcoming competitions, stuff like that. And we've just kind of stuck in at 5. I personally hate it. I would much rather do at least 6 minutes. And I know that sounds weird, but I shouldn't say I hate it. I just have my preferences. But yeah, some places, open mat is just train, like no round time or whatever. So all depends on the school and the coach. But yeah, I'd say, yeah, Sean, I agree. 5 is probably pretty standard. I didn't see Austin finish this or how he did. Actually, it looks like he's really bugging the arm. Yeah, does he switch here? Yes. Wait. This is just long leg stuff. There he switches to... That's a front triangle that he finishes. He kind of lost the angle for a wrong way. Like you want to be... Early on he had it. He would want to actually turn his head, get his head more this way for the wrong way finish. Then you see as Sophie kind of straightens up on him, you'll see he makes the leg switch here. And then he's onto the front triangle instead. Bro, look at Devin not being phased. Going right into the legs off of that standing guard break. Love it. Baker on a Kimura here. On Cole's fresh out of surgery arm. But Cole gets out. Devin almost an E-bar beat. Went over the entry. Dude, that was really impressive. Did you guys go over what to do against standing guard breaks? Because, yeah, he goes, this is great. Like, he's got the scoop grip on this. It's awesome. And then, yeah, throws his hips up. He's just, like, he's a little low. Like, your knee's already out now. But that was very much the right idea. He had the leg through. Oh, no, he didn't have the leg through. Okay. That's killer. Love it. Old Saturday morning Nogi class. We had a Kumite round at the end of open mat. Coach randomly picked 2 people to go. No time limit until it was a sub. That sounds fun. We used to, at the school I started training at down in Florida, we would do like King of the Hill rounds and stuff. And I sucked, so I was never on the mat longer than 1 round. Probably not even any longer than a minute. Sorry, one more time with Cole and Joe here. Yeah, so Joe, just like, I think this kind of fails. This ends up failing. 1, because Cole's got good movement here. He's keeping his arm tight and he switches his hips well. But you see this little bit of space open up between the elbow and the chest. That kind of gives Cole an opportunity to get up. I see what you're doing though. Like, I think you're trying to pin. Like, you've gotten your shin in here to try to separate his grip, which is not a bad strategy at all. It's just going to be hard. Cole's going to do everything he can to keep that grip locked up. You could always throw in the head scissor approach. I know Luke loves to bother people with that. You could also turn the corner, try to go to an arm bar. But yeah, I would want to see a lot of that chest to elbow space closed down before you really make any major moves. Cole, though, with good defense, coming up almost on a single leg. Cole, let me just, all right, let's play through. So Joe Spalding got that leg out. Cole, for a second, you may have been able to hit, it's called a cutback single, where you pull that leg through, assuming you have like at least an S grip or a gable grip, but you really got to use your head through the hips to sit him down. So you're pulling the leg out from underneath him and pushing him down with your head and neck. Tuesday advanced sub only rounds. Yeah, that's the advanced class on our Tuesdays is in some ways an open mat, and you could just end up training for 50 minutes. Yeah, you just don't want to get paired with Coach Mike. Trying to attack head scissor or side triangle. Didn't want to attack his arm. Yeah, the side triangle would be hard. Like if his arms are already connected, like they were, he's gonna have to unlock them somehow, or you're gonna have to get them unlocked in order to get to that. The head scissor, although not my favorite compared to side triangle, would have been a more accessible option just with his arms in a closed loop. Hesitant with the arm use, understandable. Cole, you retore his labrum, dude. What's your problem? Did that actually happen, Joe? Cole coming up over the top with a chest wrap. Sneaks behind. Oh, God. Cole giving no respect to the black belt training next to him. Very rude. What's been up with Sophie and Austin here? Austin gets out. Looks like that underhook. Nice simple hip movement. A little extended there, but recovers. What's up with James and Andrew? James, have you and Andrew have a good round over here? Andrew with the escape. Okay, just relocating. Did Colton leave? I thought I saw him earlier. Maybe he did. Cole digs on the underhook. Really solid. Gets the elbow up towards the shoulder line, but Joe's able to recover it. Nice. Now he's working. Tears labrum. Tear it. Rip it. Okay. Just a little shoulder extension. Maybe a bit of discomfort from the arm under the shoulder with that smother pressure. Which can absolutely suck. That was good digging under the arm though, Cole. And really good to attack the surgery arm. It's always, when someone has had surgery on a limb, that's always the limb you want to attack. Are you good, Joe? I hope you're okay. Danny with the slap bump shot. Ronnie on a single leg. That's right, dude. Gotta get it when they're not thinking about it. I won't. I'll let him stew. Let him think that you're really hurting. Mike with the double overs. Cole with the body lock. Let's see if Mike can get the elevation he wants. Cole doing a good job staying based out here. Got that big old dumper weighing him down in the back. Yeah, that's yeah, Cole's annoying with that because he's not tall, but his legs are long enough to make it difficult. Kicking, this is what sucks. It's like, do you kick the leg out? Then you give up your power leg, right? Like if you try to push with the sole of your foot on this leg to take it out, well then you take away your ability to press off the mat and elevate your hips. So you really have to like bank on the power of this leg. Or you keep trying to fight with this and hope that you can elevate your hips high enough to separate this foot from the ground. Yeah, it's tough, man. Danny on a nice armbar here. Ronnie rolls up to hide it. Does he get the leg? He doesn't get the leg in front. He has an interesting little weave, though. Behind the head and then under. Actually, he doesn't even armbar. It's just wrist locks her. Savage. Trying to push off his hip a little later. Yeah, he's just a little thick down there, man. He's got a little too much weight. He's not overweight. It's just distributed strategically. It's over here. Andrew on a Darce against Sophie. That was nice. So for a second, you might think that Sophie's in a great spot, right? Coming up from bottom half, she's got the underhook. Andrew's kind of like really posted on this arm, right? A lot of weight on his hands. But he makes this transition to a little bit more like he gets away from her legs, right? He's a little bit more perpendicular to her, and with that underhook he's able to, or with her underhook set up, he's able to use that against her once he shifts his hip position and knee position into a darce. Pulls the head in nice and tight, make sure he has a good depth on it, and then walks it back. You're losing weight every week. I know. You're down to like 230 now? 185? $160 of that is his hair product. Mike working for close guard here. Cole, you're a little bit of a danger zone just with your arm extended, right? I want to see you working back to posture, not keeping your hands up elevated where Mike can try to manipulate them and get around you. Mike now almost on Katakatame from close guard. Does he get it? Does he get it? Nope. I thought it was there. Danger zone. Danger zone. I haven't watched Archer in a while. Depended on when you asked him. For a while there, he was 190. No matter what he weighed, he was 190. It looked threatening, Mike. We were talking about, Mike, I think it was before you got on, at least before you were in chat. I think Sean had mentioned the Rotolo team. And I can't remember. I feel like somebody said they got that recently at class. It may have been Luke. It may have been you. I don't recall. I don't know if we got footage of it. Cole, if this leg wasn't trapped, you would be in a pretty good spot. Although Mike doesn't look terribly comfortable right now, I don't think he's in much danger yet. I think it was Luke. I think you're right, yeah. Yeah, maybe it was advanced class. So Danny, doing one of my favorites, I think. He gets the legs Kimura. So Ronnie, we'll drill down into why this is a terrible idea for her. Yeah, he lets that one go quite nicely. So let's see how this gets set up. So we're looking here. Danny almost goes for a similar armbar to where he was at before, but he's got the leg over the face. Now Ronnie reaches over in an attempt, I'm going to say, to set up a reverse toe hold, right? A toe hold where she's bending the foot, the toes outward instead of inward. Danny says, no ma'am. But now she's got her left arm trapped, reaching over the thigh and then under the shin. And that's the makings of a legs Kimura, which once Danny gets here, all he has to do is roll through. And if she doesn't roll, her arm is going to absolutely snap here. Danny's letting this go because he knows what he's got. And Ronnie's not moving with it. Even if Ronnie does somersault through, he just kind of has to sit up quicker than she does, block her from sitting upright, and he's got his leg against her single arm. There's one way that battle goes. So he lets it go, gets her arm out of there. Because he's a sweetie pie. Cole with a thunderous sweep. Crip the crotch face. With less than 10 seconds to go, too. So digging out of this position with that leg trapped. But Mike rolls through and takes top position. I don't know if any points would have come out of that. Baker and James It's like James possibly accusing Joe of greasing. He looked at his hands like, why are you so slippery? I don't think that's what he said, but it makes for a more fun story. James tried to pull on a leg. Oh, that was nice. That was really nice. Let's see this again. So you pull in, double leg inside position. Joe tries to settle in, maybe to mount, but you got a knee up. I love how you come up on the underhook here. Joe tries to whizzer down, and then even tries to go into cross ashi here. And then you just say, well, I'm going to just keep that leg, and I'm going to put you on your butt. That was nice. James now on the back. Yeah, off to the side. Andrew working an open guard. And we got Ben getting his back taken. That was a jam. Only Cole, if I only did that, the stream would be no fun to watch. Mike on the double. Oh, dude. Like, if you've never suffered through Luke's version of this, like, I not to take away from what James is doing. James probably makes this absolutely miserable. But this reminds me of like Luke trying to catch you in a head and arm that isn't perfectly lined up, but he wants to stick to it, or a north-south. Those are the two worst strangles to be caught in under guys bigger and stronger than you. Caleb had me in a north-south a few weeks ago that I refused to tap to, and I didn't want to tell him how miserable it was at the time, but it was awful. James, I like that you're maintaining position here, even with the, seemingly with the submission not working out the way you want it to. You didn't give up position and then go back to square one. It looked like, can't tell if you reset or if Joe got his arm back from that. Yeah, the thing about not getting those is even if you don't have them, you could still make it miserable on your opponent. Like, it still is just a terrible spot to be. Austin he has an anaconda there, right? I think he's got that arm in. Yeah. Huh. So he just sets up an anaconda from the front headlock position. Doesn't even, these long-limbed boys, man. It's just not fair. He may have caught Devin with that elbow a little close to his own center line. It's going to be easy, if someone's reaching for your leg and their arm is right here, it'll be easier to set that up. But that was a good look from Austin. Looks like they're going through it now. Sophie onto an armbar threat. She's only got the one leg through, though. Possibly can turn this into a triangle. Looks like that's what she's thinking. Andrew onto a triangle on Mike. We have seen Mike go unconscious here in past matches, only to wake up and continue fighting and swear that he didn't go out. What's going on, Andrew? How you doing, bud? Thought I was gonna see you put Mike to sleep again. It's like when Holly Holm got put to sleep, and as she goes unconscious, she just starts punching, and like just instinctively goes back to what she's good at. Mike gets put to sleep, wakes up, and just passes your guard. So what? What? I just passed your guard. I don't even know what happened before that. Big sweep from Mike, putting Brandon down. I think that's Brandon. Cole sits. Okay. Yeah, it just starts doing the the high G fighter pilot maneuvers. Keep that blood flowing. Thank you for fixing that quickly. I'm gonna warn you. I didn't mean to put you in timeout for 1 second, but I guess I did. Oh, what the hell? I hate these moderator tools. I still deleted all Cole's messages. Didn't even want to do that. Sorry. Let's go back and look at this. I missed everything while I was messing with Cole. James looking to jump around the guard. Alright, this is for anybody new. Brobordy, I want you to take a look at this. And then for, I don't know if any of our white belts are watching. When we talk guard retention, every once in a while, we make you guys drill some high leg stuff. I know I didn't mean to delete all of his comments. I meant to warn him for his poor spelling, and then I guess it just, maybe I clicked something accidentally. But whatever, I'm about to give him compliments, so he'll get over it. We talk about, you know, we'll do drills sometimes where like there's a standing opponent and an opponent on the back, and you walk side to side, and the opponent on the back needs to high leg their far leg from their opponent up and over across the body, and then get their guard back, right? Square back up. This is Cole doing it live against James, who is very earnestly trying to pass his guard. So watch, Cole's got his leg over, James cuts to the side. So now Cole's far leg is going to swim up and over, get back in. James cuts around to the other side, so Cole's left leg is going to swim up and over. James goes to the other side, and Cole's able to square back up. That's probably the clearest live example that I've seen. Oh. Cole, are you still in the chat? You better be. Anyway, that was the best example I've seen of that, like, high leg guard retention. Bro Bordy, that's something, you know, I don't know how your friend likes to do with drilling or anything like that, but that's something you might come across. And that concept of just getting that far leg over, like repeatedly coming back and forth with it, is a very important thing to get familiar with. Danny over here on the side making Joe's life miserable, but it's off screen, so it didn't happen on the stream. Just barely. And I'm done messing with the screen today. Oh, what the hell? Oh, I guess I... I think I accidentally ignored Cole. Let's see. Or banned. I don't know. Shit. Messing everything up now. What happened there? Did you get hurt, bud? On the mounted triangle, I guess? Okay. We don't have to look. Cole, I don't know what happened, bud. What's up, Stacks? How you doing? I missed some smoothness. Wait, all right, hold on. Let me go back. I feel like a dick. I messed up Cole's chatability. Are we looking for the entry into this whole triangle sequence? It's a good pass. Very good pass with your weight up across Cole's shoulders. Got the elbow up above the head. Nice use of the head, of your head, to like kind of pummel in behind the elbow instead of making a bunch of space and giving Cole a chance to pull the elbow down. That was kind of sneaky. I didn't even see. So you sat over. Okay. I thought Cole still had that left elbow in. So you sat over, but his arms were connected. And here he grabs your wiener, squeezes really hard. Ben says, I won't do you like that. Got Mike and Patrick. Trying to come up over the back. Almost successfully getting it. And we got Patrick kind of working that cutback single I was talking about with Cole earlier. So he's trying to pull Mike's leg this way and push through Mike's hips with his head that way. Skip ahead a little bit now that we got just two groups going. James working from that seated, kind of a seated head and arm position. He doesn't have both legs over. Onto the strangle. Ben's not going to give that up too easily, though. Never had anyone try that kind of twister on me. To grab his dick and twist it, twister. It's the original twister. Nice single from Sophie. Danny goes lazy with the collar tie. Good movement from Bin to get back to a turtle position at least. And James, it looks like you're going for a head and arm, or I'm sorry, an arm in guillotine there, but I don't know if Bin was giving you the angle you needed. But this is a good spot. You got the arm across the body. Nah, you did. Bin knew it though and addressed it. Sophie working to Katagatame. Good movement, hips down. I actually like to see that knee in the hip. Kind of like reverse the legs. So instead of bending this knee, bend that knee against Danny's hip. This leg could be straightened out. That opens up space between you and your opponent. It puts a little bit of extra torque on that strangle. So we got Patrick in the top position there. Who's this? Ethan and Andrew. Sophie and Danny keep it going. Danny inverting. I thought he was going knee bar there, but I guess he didn't have the leg in. Oh, Sophie didn't have her hooks, so Danny was able to turn out of that. Alright, so let's pick on Ethan here a second. Obviously wants to take the back, but he kind of messes himself up here. He can't just step this hook over, and that's fine. It's not always going to be that easy. But when he pulls Danny over, look at how much space he's got created. He's also pulling over the leg like that. That just hurts me looking at it as an old man. But now the worst part of it, he pulls Danny on top of that leg. So it's going to be difficult, if not impossible, for him to get that hook in that he was just trying to get in a second ago. Now Danny, being nice here, if he really, really did not want to be here and wanted to get out immediately, he just has to switch his hips over this, and there's no real threat. Even here with that top hook in, Danny can just scoot his hips out, point his chest to the ceiling, and be relatively safe. Or am I saying Danny? I meant Andrew the whole time. So that's what happens when they try to double ankle sweep you. Good reaction from Andrew. He pinches the knees together, reaps over. It doesn't split the legs, which I recommend doing, but ends up getting the heel exposed anyway and gets a quick tap. Joe and James, round 2. Looks like Joe tries to, not really a Makikomi there. Oh, Joe, you about had that. That was a nice scramble. I thought you were going to take him out there. Shoulder crunch sweep from Andrew. Nice and slow. Andrew keeps that and carries on with it to a nice Katagatame. Joe, I thought you were coming up on that single. Yeah, you pretty much did. I'd give you that takedown. Too bad it goes off screen. He is. He is that. Oh, Andrew with an Americana. All right. Good crossface, denying James the ability to dig into deep half on that leg. Using your head there to keep him at bay. But you got to deal with that knee shield. It's the primary obstacle right now. You're kind of smashing into him. Also in a big puddle of sweat, which might be sketchy for your stance. James kind of working to a lockdown at the end. Didn't quite get it. All right, we're going to speed this one up as well. All right, cool, Patrick starts standing. I like it. Makes me happy. Snatch single, picks it up. He's got his head outside. I think Joe's going to remind him. I thought he was going to remind him why we don't do that. This is a good time for a cutback single. Pressing the head through that way. Picking the leg up that way. Or going around the back. You know, arm up over the back. Working from there. Maybe switching to a double. Mike on deep half now. Digging into the legs. Andrew game for the shootout, but I think Mike gets to the leg here. It looks like he's got a heel hook grip. I'm curious what hand grip he's using, because I could see him switching up from something more than a gable grip. Joe with the armbar entry. Not quite a chair sit back take, but gets the arm extracted. Nice little grip break, pretty classic. Sophie and James finishing it out. Staying on screen here. James with the leg staple just about gets around. Sophie's able to off balance him. And James setting up that lockdown. Oh, thought you were setting up the lockdown. Oh, maybe moving. Alright, you guys are just about off screen. Of course, she's gonna. Oh, all right. She keeps it on. Onto the back, looking for the rear triangle, and transitioning to the armbar. Nice transition if she didn't feel the rear triangle was gonna work out. Moving to the mounted triangle. Looks like she's having trouble getting. There we go. She goes on to attack the arm. Gets the finish with the armbar. Very nice. James with the deep half sweep. Sophie's got this like way up over the back. All right, James pressures through. Is able to turn it into a pass, kind of basically an over-under pass. So Sophie can get to that hip as easily as she normally does. Looks like James is making it difficult. Setting up for the back take, but Sophie hides her back to it for the chair sit. Sophie turtled up here, but James might be able to recover that. Yeah, right into a body triangle. The downside of being small. I'm with you. I know the struggle. Everybody can body triangle you. Alright, she's able to... So she opens up the triangle, not in a way that I typically advise, right? But she's got the right idea. I think because we've talked about this. I know she's been through some back classes as well. She's trying to open the triangle with her legs. But the way I'd want to see this done is using this leg to push the locking leg across the body and then using the bottom arm to grab the ankle, not the top arm. This is a really great opportunity for James to step that leg over top of her arm and trap it. So that's why you always want to fight the top leg with the bottom arm if you're going to do that. You don't want to use the top arm, or it will get taken away from you. Tough spot here. Belly down, body triangle. James switching to the armbar now. This is, remember when you attacked my arm? With 2 seconds on the clock. He gets it. All right. Good stuff. Wish I could have been there. Like some fun training. I hope to get back on the mat soon and mess all of you up with some ferocity. Thanks for tuning in. Follow if you're lurking. Subscribe if you're liking. Subscribe at YouTube, where I will put this up for you to review. I promise I'll do it this time. I think I forgot the last one, and I don't care. So, what else? Competitions coming up. I know Naga September 20th out in Greensboro, and then Charlotte ADCC Open in December. If there are others, we'll have to check the calendar and get you guys up to speed on it. Let us know if you see something or hear something. I think we also got Bro Bordy. Thank you, man. You have a good night as well. Thanks for tuning in. If we got John going out to Blue Coast Grappling August 16th as well, so that one's coming up. Ben might be angling for a match there too. So hopefully we'll have some good representation out of Blue Coast in Denver. Yeah. Thanks again. Thank you, James. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I will be back on soon, and I promise I won't ban anybody accidentally like I did to Cole. So go trim your nails and do your laundry, and don't be stinky. And I'll see you back on the mats. Take it easy.